OpenAI just released GPT 5.6 Soul. You need to see this. What if the most powerful AI model OpenAI has ever built just dropped, and you can't even use it? Not because it's broken, because the government said no. I'm not joking. This is real. And almost nobody is explaining what it actually means for you. I'm the digital avatar of Skylar, and I help people learn AI tools and actually put them to work. Not theory, real, hands-on stuff. Stick with me because I'm going to show you why this release is so strange, what these 3 new models do, and one thing that changes how you think about which AI you reach for. There's a twist near the end I want you to catch. If you've used ChatGPT, you know the basics. You type something, it answers. Under the hood, that chat is powered by a model. The model is the brain. When the brain gets smarter, ChatGPT gets better at everything. OpenAI just announced a brand new set of brains. They're calling it the GPT 5.6 family. And instead of 1 model, there are 3. Here's where it gets interesting. They gave them names from the sky: Soul, Terra, and Luna. Soul is the flagship, the strongest one. OpenAI says it's their best model yet, with big jumps in coding, biology, and cybersecurity. Terra is the balanced one, built for steady everyday work, and it matches the older 5.5 model while costing about half as much. Luna is the fast, lightweight one, built for high volume and speed at the lowest cost. OpenAI explained the new naming this way. The number 5.6 tells you the generation. The name tells you the tier. So each tier can move forward on its own over time. Now here's the part that makes this whole thing wild. You can't get it. I mean it. GPT 5.6 launched in what they're calling a limited preview. It's only available through the developer tools, the API, and codecs, and only to a small group of trusted partners. Reports put that number at around 20 organizations total. It is not in ChatGPT yet. There's no waitlist. There's no application. If your company isn't on the list, OpenAI reaches out to you, not the other way around. So why would OpenAI build their most powerful model and then basically lock the door? Here's the story. OpenAI says it showed the US government its plans and what the models could do before launch. And at the government's request, they started with this tiny preview with the list of partners shared with the government before letting it out wider. This didn't come from nowhere. Just weeks earlier, the US government forced OpenAI's biggest rival, Anthropic, to pull 2 of its most powerful Claude models offline worldwide. So instead of shipping wide and risking getting yanked, OpenAI handed over the keys up front and started small. And here's a detail I find fascinating. OpenAI didn't stay quiet about it. In their own announcement, they pushed back. They said this kind of government gate keeps the best tools away from the people who need them, like developers, businesses, and the defenders trying to protect systems. They still plan to make these models broadly available in the coming weeks. Now let me show you what's actually under the hood, because the capabilities are the real story. GPT 5.6 brings 2 new ways to push the model harder. The first is called max reasoning. Think of it as giving Soul the most time to think deeply before it answers. Great for hard, tangled problems where you'd rather wait a bit and get it right. The second is called Ultra mode, and this one's clever. Instead of one model working alone, Ultra uses what are called sub-agents. Picture a lead worker that splits a big job into pieces and hands those pieces to helpers, all working to speed up complex work. Here's a simple way to keep it straight. Max makes one line of thinking go deeper. Ultra spreads the work across several helpers. Both trade a little speed for better results on big tasks. And the results back it up. On a coding test called Terminal Bench, which checks if a model can plan, use tools, and work through a real command line task step by step, Soul set a new top score. In Ultra mode, it climbed even higher than plain Soul, which is clean proof that the sub-agent trick works. Let me pause the tech for a second, because this is exactly the kind of thing we go deep on inside the AI Profit Boardroom the way we did. Inside, when a model like GPT 5.6 drops, we don't just post a news link and move on. We break down what each tier, Soul, Terra, and Luna, is actually built for, so you know which one fits your work. We've got walkthroughs on using the API and codec setups these models run on. We run live coaching calls where you can bring your own projects and ask exactly how to plug a new model in. And we map out roadmaps so that the day this goes wide, you already know your first 3 moves instead of guessing. So when this opens up to everyone, the people in the room aren't scrambling. They're already running. Okay, Back to the models. Let's talk about what OpenAI did on the safety side, because it's actually pretty smart. To make their guardrails tough, they used AI to attack their own AI. It's called automated red teaming. They set their own models loose to hunt for weaknesses that work across many situations, not just one lucky prompt, and they threw a massive amount of computing power at it, over 700,000 GPU hours. They also brought in outside human experts to break it in creative ways the machines might miss. So it's machines and humans both stress testing the thing before it goes wide. Now let's look at the rest of the benchmarks, because the efficiency story is the part most people are sleeping on. In biology, on a test called GeneBench, Soul beat the older 5.5 model while using fewer tokens. It did better work with less effort. On the security side, it held its own against other top models while using only about a third of the output. And that efficiency theme shows up across the whole family. Even Luna, the fastest, lightest one, lands near 5.5 levels on several tests. That's wild for a model built mainly for speed and high volume. You're getting close to last generation's flagship quality out of the budget tier. Here's why that matters to you. You don't always need the biggest brain. Most of the work you do every day, summarizing, drafting, sorting, cleaning up notes, doesn't need the heaviest model. The smart move is matching the model to the job. Use the light, fast one for the routine stuff and save the heavy thinker for the hard problems. Let me give you the way I'd actually put this to work. Take Terra, the balanced one. I'd use it for the everyday behind-the-scenes work, drafting replies, summarizing long questions, turning a recorded call into clean notes. And when I need something heavier, like deeply researching a brand new AI tool before I teach it, I'd hand that to Soul on max reasoning and let it really dig in. 2 models, 2 different jobs. That's the whole skill. Knowing which brain to reach for. And that's the twist I teased at the start. The headline is the most powerful model, but the real lesson is the opposite. The win isn't always grabbing the strongest AI, it's learning to pick the right one for what's in front of you. That's a skill you can build starting today, even before GPT 5.6 reaches everyone. So here's where this leaves you. GPT 5.6 isn't in your hands yet, but it's coming in the coming weeks, and when it does, the people who already understand tiers, reasoning modes, and model matching are going to move fast while everyone else reads the announcement for the first time. If you want the full process, SOPs, and 100+ AI use cases like this one, join the AI Success Lab. Links in the comments and description. You'll get all the video notes from there, plus access to our community of 75,000 members who are crushing it with AI. And if you're serious about being ready the moment GPT 5.6 goes wide, come into the AI Profit Boardroom. Here's what's actually going to happen when it opens up. You're going to want to try Soul on a hard project, and you're going to hit questions. Which tier do I use here? How do I set up codecs? Why is my output not what I expected? That's exactly the stuff we work through together. We've got tutorials on these tools, live coaching calls where you bring your real projects, roadmaps built around each new model, and prompt breakdowns you can copy and adapt. Instead of figuring it out alone over weeks, you figure it out with the room in days. Come join us at AIProfitBoardroom.com.